जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना भजनरंजना यशोदानंदना भजनरंजना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन भजनरंजन यशोदानंदन भजनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधवा बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर वासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव शिल प्रभुपाद की जय शिल गुरुदेव की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय हरे कृष्ण Am I audible, Prabhuji and Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, you are audible and can start, Prabhu. No. Thank you, Prabhu.
So first of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis in the Zoom platform. Thank you, RKD Prabhu, for giving me opportunity to speak on Chaitanya Charitamrta, which is a tough subject, but it is for my own purification. अजानुलंबितो भुजो कनकावदातो संकीर्तनैकपितरो कमलायताक्षो विश्वाम्बरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वंदे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तविंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। So today verse assigned to me is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 9, text 226. Share the screen. Screen is visible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So we are in chapter 9. Since so many couple of weeks or months, we are hearing the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveling to holy places. So we can see that Lord himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is none other than the combined form of Radha and Krishna. He is setting an example that how the holy dhams is important to progress in the devotional path. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.128, it is mentioned about the out of 64 limbs of devotional service, the topmost are 5 limbs of devotional service, and they are Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtana, Bhagavad Shravana, Mathura Vasa, Sri Murtira, Shraddhaya, Sevana. So these 5 are most important limbs of devotional service. And connecting to the chapter, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is traveling to the holy places, we can see we can dwell into the Mathura Vasam. So here, Mathura Vasa means like residing in Vrindavan is itself bhajan, and when it becomes coupled with sincere sankirtana, the seeker is pulled in inner Raja Prema bhakti. So by doing this, bhakti exponentially expands. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord himself, is setting that how we in the conditioned stage, we cannot purify ourselves independently. So we need to go to the dhams, and Lord is setting an example how by going to the holy dhams, meeting the saintly exalted devotees there, and the Lord himself is liberating so many conditioned souls. And we can see Srila Prabhupada is given so much in detail in the purpose. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met so many South Indian Brahmins, and he converted them into the great Vaishnavas. Because even during that time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did the pastimes here, so many artistic people were there. Even though they were in born in a Brahmin family, but they were not properly doing the devotional service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he visited the South India trip, he made so many devotees in the South India, because the philosophy was so much confused, and people were confused, and they were not following the Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu set an example how we should do the devotional service. So we will go from the verse 9.226 onwards. गोसानीर संगे राहे कृष्णदास ब्रह्मण भट्टातारी सहातान हैला दर्शनम. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was accompanied by his servant Krishnadasa. He was a Brahmana, but he met with the Bhattataris there. So along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one assistant was there, and his name was Krishnadasa. श्रीधाना देखना थंडा लोभा जन्मैलाम आर सरल विप्रेरा बुद्धि नाशा कैलाम. So with women, the Bhattataris allured the Brahmana Krishnadasa, who was simple and gentle. By virtue of their bad association, they polluted his intelligence. So here, the servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishnadasa, he was been allured by these Bhattataris. And basically, who are all these Bhattataris? As per they are basically expert in reciting the Puranas, and they are the members of the Nambudri community. So they are Brahmins, but they are expert in Puranas and all. But at the same time, they were having uh, like relationship with women and all. So that's how they captured this Krishna Dasa. प्रति उथि आइला विप्रा बट्टा थारी घारे ताहारा उद्देश प्रभु आइला सत्वारे. So here, allured by the Bhattataris, Krishnadasa went to that place early in the morning. The Lord also went there very quickly just to find him. हासिया कहे न सब भट्टाधारी गाने अमर ब्रह्मांड तुम्हें रखा की करणे. So upon reaching their community, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the Bhattataris, "Why are you keeping my Brahmana assistant? आम्ही हा संन्यासी देखा तुम्ही हा संन्यासी मोरा दुःख देहा तुम्हारा अन्याय नाही वासी." So I am in the renounced order of life, and so are you. Yet you are purposefully giving me pain, and I do not see any good logic in this. धुनी सभा बट्टा थारी उठे अस्त्र लाना मारी भरे आयला सबे चारी दिखे दाना. So upon hearing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the Bhattataris came running from all sides with weapons in their hands, desiring to halt the Lord. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to protect his servant, all the Bhattataris, they came to beat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, their weapons fell from their hands and struck their own bodies. When some of the Bhattataris were thus cut to pieces, the others ran away in the four directions. So you can imagine, even when Lord was there, all these things were happening. So people want to even kill the Lord. Just we can see. But the Supreme Personality of God at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when they try to do that, in fact, they whatever the astras or the weapons they were using, they got like cut with their bodies. So that's how they ran here and there by themselves. भट्टाचारी घरे महा उथिला क्रंदाना केशीधारे विप्रेलाना करिला गमना. While there was much roaring and crying at the Bhattatari community, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grabbed Krishnadasa by the hair and took him away. So Lord protected this Krishnadasa because he don't want to get into the association of Bhattataris where they're like they are not following the proper etiquettes. ते दिन थाली आयला पायाश्विना तीरे स्नान करे गेला आदि केशव मंदिरे. So that very night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his assistant Krishna Dasa arrived at the bank of the Payashvini river. They took their bath and then went to see the temple of Adikeshava. So after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna Dasa they took a bathe in the river and then they went to the Adikeshava temple. केशव देखिया प्रेमे आविष्टा हैला नाति स्तुति नित्य गीता बहुत करीला. When the Lord saw the Adi Keshava temple, he was immediately overwhelmed with ecstasy. Offering various obeisances and prayers, he chanted and danced. Rima dekhi loke haila maha chamatkara sarvaloka kaila prabhura parama satkara. All the people there were greatly astonished to see the ecstatic pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They all received the Lord very well. महाभक्त गण सहा ताहन गोष्ठी कैला ब्रह्मा समेत ध्याया पुंतिताहन पैला. So, in the temple of Adikeshava, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed spiritual matters among highly advanced devotees. While there, he found a chapter of Brahma Samhita. So, we recite this Brahma Samhita, this book, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found in the Adikeshava temple. And he is discussing with the advanced devotees. Kuntipana Prabhura Haila Ananda Param Kampashru Sweda Stamba Pulaka Vikaram. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was greatly happy to find a chapter of that scripture, and symptoms of ecstatic transformation, trembling, tears, perspiration, trance, and jubilation were manifest in his body. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw this Brahma Samhita scripture, so all these ecstatic symptoms were there in the body of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. सिद्धांत शास्त्र नाही ब्रह्म समिता समा गोविंद महिमा ज्ञानेरा परम कारण अल्पाक्षरे कही सिद्धांत पारा सकल वैष्णव शास्त्र मध्य अतिसारा. There is no scripture equal to the Brahma Samhita as far as the final scriptural conclusion is concerned. Indeed, that scripture is the supreme revelation of the glories of Lord Govinda, for it reveals the topmost knowledge about him. Since all conclusions are briefly presented in the Brahma Samhita, it is essential among all the Vaishnava literature. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions the Brahma Samhita is very important scripture. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acquired the fifth chapter from the Adikeshava temple. In that chapter, the philosophical conclusion of Achinta Veda Abheda Tattva. Simultaneously, oneness and difference is presented. The chapter also presents methods of devotional service, the 18-syllable Vedic hymns, discourses on the soul, the super soul, and the fruitive activity. An explanation of Kama Gayatri, Kama Bija, and the original Mahavishnu, and a detailed description of the spiritual world, especially Golok Vrindavana. The Brahma Samhita also explains the demigod Ganesha, Garbhodaksai Vishnu, the origin of Gayatri Mantra, the form of Govinda, and his transcendental position and abode. The living entity is the highest goal, the goddess Durga, the meaning of posterity, the five gross elements, love of Godhead, impersonal Brahman, the initiation of Lord Brahma, and the vision of transcendental love, enabling one to see the Lord. The steps of devotional service are also explained. The mind, Yoga Nidra, the goddess of fortune, devotional service in spontaneous ecstasy, incarnations beginning with Lord Ramchandra, deities, the conditioned souls and its duties, the truth about Lord Vishnu, prayers, Vedic hymns, Lord Shiva's the Vedic literature, personalism and impersonalism, good behavior, and many other subjects are also discussed. There is also a description of the Son and the universal form of the Lord. All these subjects are conclusively explained in nutshell in the Brahma Samhita. So we all whenever deity installation is there, we recite this Brahma Samhita. And we can see in the Brahma Samhita, the whole nutshell glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is there. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got this scripture in Adi Keshava temple when he visited. बहु यत्न से कुंती नीला लिखाया अनंत पद्मनाभायला हर्षिता नाम. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu copied the Brahma Samhita and then with great pleasure he went to place known as Ananta Padmanabha. So concerning Ananta Padmanabha, one should refer to Madhya Leela chapter. So that is details are given in verse 115. दीनदोई पद्मनाभेर कैला दर्शन आनंद देखित हले श्री जनार्दन. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained for 2 or 3 days at Ananta Padmanabha and visited the temple there. Then in great ecstasy he went to see the temple of Sri Janardana. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the temple of Sri Janardana is situated 26 miles north of Trivandrum near the Varkala railway station. So this is near to Trivandrum temple. This Janardhan temple, Padmanabha, everybody knows Padmanabha temple in Kerala. Dina duhi tahan kari kirtana nartana Paisvini asiya dekhe Shankara Narayana. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted and danced at Sri Janardana for 2 days. He then went to the bank of the Payasvini river and visited the temple of Shankara Narayana. There is a temple called Shankara Narayana near the Payasvini river. Shringeri Mate Aila Shankaracharya Sthane Mastya Tirtha Deki Kaila Tunga Bhadra Snane. So then he saw the monastery known as Shringeri Matha, the abode of Acharya Shankara. He then visited Matsya Tirtha, a place of pilgrimage, and took bathe in the river of Tungabhadra. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions the monastery known as Shringeri Matha is situated in the state of Karnataka in the district of Chikmagaluru. This monastery is located at the confluence of the river Tunga and Bhadra. 7 miles south of Hariharapura, the real name of the place is Shringagiri or Shringavera Puri, and it is the headquarters of Sankaracharya. So Sankaracharya had 4 principal disciples and he established 4 centers under their management. In North India at Badrikashrama, the monastery named Jyotir Matha was established. At Purushottama, the Bhogavardhana or Govardhana monastery was established. In Dwaraka, the Sharada monastery was established. And the 4th monastery established in South India is known as Shringeri Matha. So in the Shringeri Matha, the sannyasis assumed the designation Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri. So these were the titles. They are all Ekadandi sannyasis, distinguished from the Vaishnava sannyasis who are known as Tridandi sannyasis. The Shringeri Matha is situated in South India in a portion of country comprising Andhra, Dravida, Karnataka, and Kerala. The community is called Hurivara and the dynasty is called Bhuva. The place is called Rameshwara and the slogan is Aham Brahmasmi. The deity is Lord Varaha and the energetic power is Kamakshi. The Acharya is Hasta Malaka and the Brahmachari assistants of the sannyasis are known as Caitanya. The place of pilgrimage is called Tungabhadra and the subject for Vedic study is the Yajurveda. So there we can see the Sankaracharya Mathas are there and they established in the 4 different places in the India. The list of discipline succession from Sankaracharya is available and the names of the acharyas and the dates of their accepting sannyasa according to the Shakha era are also follows Shankaracharya, Suryacharya, Bodhanacharya, Gnanandanacharya. So these all different acharyas names are given here. So their lineage. So regarding Sankaracharya, it is understood that he was born in the year 608 at the Sagda era in the month of Vaishakha on the third day of the Vaxi moon in a place in South India known as Kaladi. His father's name was Shivaguru and he lost his father at an early age. When Shankaracharya was only 8 years old, he completed his study of all scriptures and took sannyasa from Govinda, who was residing on the banks of Narmada. After accepting sannyasa, Shankaracharya stayed with his spiritual master for some days. He then took his permission to go to Varanasi, and from there he went to the Badrikashrama where he stayed until his 12th year. While there, he wrote a commentary on the Brahma Sutra as well as on 10 Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. He also wrote Sanat Sujatiya and commentary on the Narsimha Tapani. Among his many disciples, his four chief disciples are Padmapada, Sureshwara, Hastamalaka, and Trutaka. After departing from Varanasi, Shankaracharya went to Prayag, where he met a great learned scholar called Kumarila Bhatta. Shankaracharya wanted to discuss the authority of the scriptures, but Kumara Bhatta, being on his deathbed, sent him to his disciple Mandana in the city of Mahishmati. It was there that Shankaracharya defeated Mandana Mishra in a discussion of the Shastras. So Mandana had a wife named Saraswati or Ubhaya Bharati who served as a mediator between Shankaracharya and her husband. It is said that she wanted to discuss erotic principles and amorous love with Shankaracharya. But Shankaracharya had been a brahmachari since birth and therefore had no experience in amorous love. He took a month's leave from Ubhaya Bharati and by his mystic power entered the body of king who had just died. In this Shankaracharya experienced the erotic principles. After attending this experience, he wanted to discuss erotic principles with Ubhaya Bharati, but without hearing his discussions, she blessed him and assured the continuous existence of the Shingeri Mata. She then took leave of material life. Afterwards, Mandana Mishra took the order of sannyasa from the Shankaracharya and became known as Sureshwara. Shankaracharya defeated many scholars throughout India and converted them to his Mayavadi philosophy. He left his material body at the age of 33. As far as Matsya Tirtha is concerned, it was supposedly situated beside the ocean in the district of Malabar. So Prabhupada mentioned about Shankaracharya here, so it is important, that's why he mentioned here. So we can see the life history of Shankaracharya in this purport. माधवाचार्य स्थाने आयला यन्हा तत्ववादी उडुपी ते कृष्ण देखे ताहन आयला प्रेमोन्मदी. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next arrived at Udupi, the place of Madhavacharya, where the philosophers known as Tattvavadis resided. There he saw the deity of Lord Krishna and became mad with ecstasy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Udupi Dham also. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions Sripada Madhavacharya took his birth near Udupi, which is situated in South Kannada district of South India, just west of Shayatri. This is the chief city of South Kannada province and is near the city of Mangalore, which is situated to the south of Udupi. Near the city of Udupi is a place called Pajaka Kshetra, where Madhavacharya took his birth in Shivahalli Brahmana dynasty as the son of Madhya Bhatta in the year 1040 Sakabda. According to some, he was born in the year 1160 Sakabda. So we can see the childhood pastimes of Madhavacharya mentioned in this purport. So Madhavacharya's childhood name was Vasudeva, and there are some wonderful stories surrounding him. It is said that once when his father had piled up many debts, Madhavacharya converted tamarind seeds into actual coins to pay them off. So when he was 5 years old, he was offered the sacred thread. A demon named Maniman lived near his abode in the form of snake, and at the age of 5, Madhavacharya killed the snake with the toe of his left foot. When his mother was very much disturbed, he would appear before her in one jump. He was a great scholar even in childhood, and although his father did not agree, he accepted sannyasa at the age of 12. Upon receiving sannyasa from Achyuta Preksha, he received the name Purna Prajna Tirtha. After traveling all over India, he finally discussed scriptures with the Shankara, the exalted leader of Shingeri Matha. Vidyashankara was actually diminished in the presence of Madhavacharya. Accompanied by Satyatirtha, Madhavacharya went to Badrikashrama. It was there that he met Vasudeva and explained his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita before him. Thus, he became a great scholar by studying before Vasudeva. So, we can see how the lineage is there. So, Madhavacharya got the sannyas ashram at the age of 12. By the time he came to the Ananda Mata from Badrikashrama, Madhavacharya had finished his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. His companion Satyatirtha wrote down the entire commentary. When Madhavacharya returned from Badrikashrama, he went to Ganjama, which is on the bank of the river Godavari. There he met with two learned scholars named Shobhana Bhatta and Swami Shastri. Later, these scholars became known in the district section of Madhavacharya as Padmanabha Tirtha and Narahari Tirtha. So when he returned to Udupi, he would sometimes bathe in the ocean. On such an occasion, he composed a prayer in 5 chapters. Once, while sitting beside the sea, engrossed in meditation upon Lord Sri Krishna, he saw that a large boat containing goods for Dwarka was in danger. He gave some signs by which the boat could approach the shore and it was saved. The owners of the boat wanted to give him a present, and at that time Madhavacharya agreed to take some Gopi Chandana. He received a big lump of Gopi Chandana, and as it was being brought to him, it broke apart and revealed large deity of Lord Krishna. The deity had a stick in one hand and a lump of food in the other. As soon as Madhavacharya received the deity of Krishna in this way, he composed a prayer. The deity was so heavy that not even 30 people could lift it. Yet Madhavacharya personally brought this deity to Udupi. 8 of the Madhavacharya sannyasa disciples become directors of his 8 monasteries. Worship of Lord Krishna deity is still going on in Udupi according to the plan. So the Udupi deity is details is given. So this is all mercy of Madhavacharya and their disciples. Madhavacharya then for the second time visited Badrikashrama. While he was passing through Maharashtra, the local king was digging a big lake for public benefit. As Madhavacharya passed through the area with his disciples, he was also obliged to help in the excavation. After some time, when Madhavacharya visited the king, he engaged the king in that work and departed with his disciples. So, this is the greatness of the great exalted sannyasis and acharyas. Though wherever they go, they engage everyone. So, when he met a king, so he made that king also a follower of Madhavacharya. Often in the province of Ganga Pradesha, there were fights between Hindu and Muslim. The Hindus were on the bank of the river and Muslims on the other. Due to the community tension, no boats were available for crossing the river. The young soldiers were always stopping messengers on the other side, but Madhavacharya did not care for these soldiers. He crossed the river anyway, and when he met soldiers on the other side, he brought before the king. So this is, we can see this H&M going on since time immemorial, and now also it is there. So Madhavacharya's devotion to the Lord and his erudite scholar became known throughout India. Consequently, the owners of Shringeri Mata established by Shankaracharya became a little perturbed. At the time, the followers of the Shankaracharya were afraid of Madhavacharya's rising. So here, so always, even we can see that there was two Sampradaya, Shankaracharya followers and Madhavacharyas. So there were some tussle between both of them. I am great, you are great. So here some issue occurred, it seems. That's why Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport. It was reputed that there was no limit to the bodily strength of Purna Prajna, Madhavacharya. There was a person named Kunda Kundanjari who was famed for possessing the strength of 30 men. Madhavacharya placed the big toe of his foot upon the ground and asked men to separate it from the ground. But the great strong man could not do so even after great effort. Sri Madhavacharya passed from this material world at the age of 80 while writing a commentary on the Aitariya Upanishad for further information. So Madhavacharya left this world at the age of 80 and when he was writing the commentary on the Upanishad. So Acharyas of Madhav Sampradaya established Udupi as the chief center, and the monastery there was known as Uttaradi Matha. So here list of the disciples of Madhavacharya is mentioned. So, the essence is that to date in the Udupi monastery, there are another 14 Madhava Tirtha sannyasis. As stated, Udupi is situated beside the sea in South Kannara, about 36 miles north of Mangalore. Most of the information in this purport is available from the South Kannada manual, and so here we can see that in the Udupi temple, Udupi Krishna temple is there, that is established by this Madhvacharya. नर्तका गोपाल देखे परमा मोहने माधवाचार्य स्वप्न दिया आयला तनरा स्थाने. So while at the Udupi monastery, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw dancing Gopala, a most beautiful deity. This deity appeared to Madhvacharya in a dream. गोपी चंदन तले अछले दिंगाते माधवचार्य श्री Krishna पहला को न माथे. Madhvacharya had somehow or other acquired the deity of Krishna from a heap of gopi chandana that had been transported in a boat. माधवाचार्य आणि तंद्रे करिला स्थापना अध्यावादी सेवा करे तत्ववादी gana. So Madhavacharya brought this dancing Gopala deity to Udupi and installed him in the temple. To date, the followers of Madhavacharya, known as Tattvavadis, worship this deity. कृष्णमूर्ति देखी प्रभु महासुखा पाइला प्रेमावेशे बहु क्षण नृत्य गीता कैला. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received great pleasure in seeing this beautiful form of Gopala. For a long time, he danced and chanted in ecstatic love. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the Udupi temple and he saw this beautiful form of Gopal deity, and he was very ecstatic and he was having full of pleasure. तत्ववादी गण प्रभु के मायावादी जाने प्रथम दर्शन प्रभु के ना कैला संभाषण. So when the Tattvavadis Vaishnavas first saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they considered him a Mayavadi sannyasi. Therefore, they did not talk to him. See here, even 500 years before, the Lord Himself is there in front of them, but they have the speculation about the God, and because they also thought that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when Tattvavadi Vaishnava first saw, when they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they consider him a Mayavadi sannyasi. In fact, they are Mayavadis, but they are thinking Lord to be the Mayavadi. So this is the something, the effect of age of Kali. पाचे प्रेमावेशे देखी हायला चमत्कारा वैष्णव जाने बहुत करिला सत्कारा. So later, after seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in ecstatic love, they were struck with wonder. Then considering him a Vaishnava, they gave him a nice reception. So we all know that in the scriptures it is mentioned the Gaura Varna, the bodily effulgence of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gaura Varna and Radharani's complexion. So Lord, how beautiful he is, and by seeing them, they thought that he is a Vaishnava, and they gave um, reception to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. वैष्णवात सबर अंतरे गर्वा जानी ईशत हसिया किचु कहे गौरमणि. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that the Tattvavadis were very proud of their Vaishnavism. He therefore smiled and began to speak to them. See how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is merciful, even though they are not properly treating Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that um, these so-called Vaishnavas, they are very proud of their cult. तन सभर अंतरे गर्व जानी गौरचंद्र तन सभ संगे गस्ती करिला आरंभा. So considering them very proud, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began his discussion. तत्ववादी आचार्य सव्य शास्त्र ते प्रवीणा तंड्र प्रसन्न कैला प्रभु हनाय नदीनाम. So, chief acharya of the Tattvavadi community was very learned in the revealed scripture. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu humbly questioned him. Sadhya sadhana mi na jani bala mate sadhya sadhana shrestha janaha mate. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I do not know very well the aim of life and how to achieve it. Please tell me of the best ideal for humanity and how to attain it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking humble position and is asking them, please tell me what is the ideal way of humanity and how to achieve it. आचार्य कहे वर्णाश्रम धर्म कृष्ण समर्पण यही हाय कृष्ण भक्तिरा श्रेष्ठ साधना. The Acharya replied, when the activities of the four castes and the four ashramas are dedicated to Krishna, they constitute the best means whereby one can attain the highest goal of life. So they are explaining the Varnashrama. To whom? To Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Panchavida Mukti Pana Vaikuntha Gamana Saddha Shrestahaya Ye Shastra Nirupana. When one dedicates the duties of Varnashrama Dharma to Krishna, he is eligible for five kinds of liberation. Thus, he is transferred to the spiritual world in Vaikuntha. This is the highest goal of life and the verdict of all the revealed scriptures. So, this is the communication is going on between the Brahmanas and the Lord. प्रभु काहे शास्त्रे काहे श्रवण कीर्तन कृष्ण प्रेम सेवा फलेरा परम sadhana. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, according to the verdict of the Shastra, the process of hearing and chanting is the best means to attain loving service to Krishna. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, eva kevalam kalau nasteva nasteva gati. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is establishing, and we will see what Srila Prabhupada is telling in the purpose. So, according to the Tattvavadis, the best process for achieving the highest goal of life is to execute the duties of the four Varnas and Ashramas. In the material world, unless one is situated in one of the Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, one cannot manage social affairs properly to attain the ultimate goal. One also has to follow the principles of the ashramas, brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. Since these principles are considered essential for the attainment of the highest goal, in this way the Tattvavadis establish that the execution of the principles of varna and ashrama for the sake of Krishna is the best way to attain the topmost goal. The Tattvavadis thus establish the principles in terms of human society. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, deferred when he said that the best process is hearing and chanting about Lord Vishnu. According to the Tattvavadi, the highest goal is returning home back to Godhead. But in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion, the highest goal is attaining love of Godhead. In either the material world or in the spiritual world, in the material world, this is practiced according to the Sastric injunction, and in the spiritual world, the real achievement is already there. So here Prabhupada is clearly mentioning that what should be the goal of life. For the devotees, it is not so important to go back to Godhead. It is important that we have to attain the love of Godhead. So many people say that when I am going to go back to Krishna, but that is not the important. If we advance in the devotional service, uh, it is that we should get the love of Krishna, and that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to them. श्रवणकीर्तनं विष्णु स्मरणपादसेवनम् अर्चनं वन्दनं दास्यं साख्यमात्मनिवेदनम्. So now with the bhakti. इति पुंसार्पिता विष्णु भक्ति च नवलक्षणा क्रियेता भगवती आदा तन्मन्ये अधिथम उत्तमम्. So this process entails hearing, chanting, remembering the holy name, form, pastimes, qualities, and entourage of the Lord, offering service according to the time, place, and performer, worshipping the deity, offering prayers, always considering oneself the eternal servant of Krishna, making friends with him, and dedicating everything unto him. These 9 items of devotional service when directly offered to Krishna, constitute the highest attainment of life. This is the verdict of the revealed scriptures. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam and explaining them. What is the purpose? Shravana Kirtana Hayate Krishna Haya Prema Sei Panchama Purusharthera Sima. So when one comes to the platform of loving service to the Lord Krishna by executing these nine processes, beginning with hearing and chanting, is attained the fifth platform of success and the limit of life's goal. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned everyone is after success in religion, economic development, sense gratification, and ultimately merging into the existence of Brahman. These are general practice of the common man. But according to the strict principles of the Vedas, the highest attainment is to rise to the platform of Shavanam, Kirtanam, hearing and chanting about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.2. धर्म प्रोजित कैतवत्रो परमो निर्मत्सराणाम सताम वेदम वास्तवम अत्र वस्तु शिवदम तापत्रयो न मूलनम श्रीमद् भागवते महामुनि कृते किं वा परेश्वरा साध्यो रुद्धवरुध्यते अत्र कृते विशुशुभि तक्षणा. So the first three verses of Srimad Bhagavatam opens the windows to the Srimad Bhagavatam. So here it is mentioned completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavad Purana propounds the highest truth which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from the illusion of the welfare of all. Such truth approves the threefold mysteries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Sri Vasudeva, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need for any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. This verse of Srimad Bhagavatam rejects as a cheating processes all religious activities that aim at achieving the materialistic goal, including dharma, artha, kama, and even moksha or liberation. According to Sridhar Swami, the material conception of success, moksha, or liberation is desired by those in material existence. Devotees, however, not being situated in material existence, have no desire for liberation. A devotee is always liberated in all stages of life because he is always engaged in the nine items of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy holds that devotional service to Krishna always exists in everyone's soul. It simply has to be awakened by the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karya Udayam. When a person is actually engaged in devotional service, his eternal relationship with the Lord, the servant master relationship is awakened. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam and explaining to them that what is the purpose of the human life, humanity. एवं रथा स्वाप्रिया नामा कीर्तिया जातानुरागा धृता चित्ता उच्छे हसति अथो रोदिते रौते गायते उन्मादवन्नत्यते लोके भयम्. So, when a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated and chants just like a madman, not caring for outsiders. So, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.40. So, again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is establishing that what should be the for the current age, what is so important is Shravanam and Kirtanam, and that's how Nama Sankirtanam is the Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Samna Tam Namami Hari Param. Even though it is like 18,000 verses in Srimad Bhagavatam, but the essence of the Bhagavatam ultimately is Shravanam and Kirtanam, and that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is establishing. कर्मानिंद कर्म त्याग सर्वशास्त्र काहे कर्म है त प्रेम भक्ति कृष्ण कबू नाही. So here translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. In every revealed scripture, there is a condemnation of fruitive activity. It is advised everywhere to give up engagement in fruitive activities, for no one can attain the highest goal of love of Godhead by executing them. In the Vedas, there are three khandas or divisions: Karma Khanda, Jnana Khanda, Upasana Khanda. The Karma Khanda portion stresses the execution of fruitive activities, but ultimately it is advised that one abandon both Karma Khanda and Jnana Khanda and accept only Upasana Khanda or Bhakti Khanda. One cannot attain love of Godhead by executing Karma Khanda or Jnana Khanda, but by dedicating one's karma or fruitive activities to the Supreme Lord, one may be relieved from the polluted mind and becoming free from the mental pollution helps elevate one to a spiritual platform. Then, however, one needs the association of pure devotees, for only by pure devotees association can one become a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. When one comes to the stage of pure devotional service, the process of Shravanam Kirtam is very essential. By executing the 9 items of devotional service, beginning with Shravanam Kirtanam, one is completely purified. Annavilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. Only then one is able to execute the orders in the Bhagavad Gita. मन मना भव मद्भक्तो मध्याजी मम नमस्कुरु मम एव शास्त्र सत्यम ते प्रति जाने प्रियोसि मे सर्वधर्मान् परित्याज मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं तं सर्व पापे भयो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. Again, the Bhagavad Gita concluding verses 18.6.6 is, so, what Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus, you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender to me. So, that is the translation and purport. So, here one cannot be elevated to the highest platform of devotional service by karma kanda or gnana kanda. Pure devotional service can be understood and attained only through the association of pure devotees. So again, the 5 limbs of devotional service, out of 64 limbs, the 5 which like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Bhagavad, hearing of Bhagavatam, associating with devotees, and chanting the holy name, staying in the dham. So this that without association of devotees, we cannot progress in the devotional service. In this regard, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur states that there are 2 types of karma kanda activities: pious and impious. Pious activities are certainly better than impious activities, but even pious activities cannot bring about the ecstatic love of God, Krishna. Pious and impious activities can bring about material happiness and distress, but there is no possibilities of one's becoming a pure devotee simply by acting piously or impiously. Bhakti, devotional service means satisfying Krishna. In every revealed scripture, whether stressing Jnanakanda or Karmakanda, the principle of renunciation is always praised. The ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam, is the supreme Vedic evidence. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.12, it is said, Naiskarmyam api achyuta bhava varchitam na shobhate gnanam alam niranjanam kutha puna shashvat abhadram ishvare na charpitam karma yad api akaranam. Knowledge of self realization, even though freed from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of conception of the infallible God. What then is the use of fruitive activity which are naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature? If they are not utilized for the devotional service of Lord, this means that even knowledge which is superior to fruitive activity is not successful if it is devoid of devotional service. Therefore, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the beginning, middle, and end, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda are condemned. For example, in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.2, it is said, Dharma Projita Kaitabo Atra. This is explained in the following verse, taken from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.11.32 and Bhagavatam. So here, essence is again, some people they say that we do by Karma Kanda, and some people say that by gaining the knowledge we can understand, but actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling them by that we cannot achieve the love of Godhead. Love of Godhead can be achieved only by devotional service, and that starts with Shravanam and Kirtanam. अज्ञायावम गुणन दोषन मायादिस्थानापि स्वकान धर्मान संतयशाय सर्वान् मम भजेत स च सतमहम्. Occupational duties are described in the religious scripture. If one analyzes them, he can fully understand their qualities and faults and give them up completely to render service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A person who does so is considered as first class man. सर्वधर्मान् परित्याज मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वं सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. Again, Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter verse 6. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. I think a couple of minutes is there. Maybe with this verse I will end. तावत् कर्माणि कुर्वीत न निर्वेद्यथा यावतः मत्कथा श्रवणादो वा श्रद्धा यावान् न जायते. As long as one is not satiated by fruitive activity and has not awakened his taste for devotional service by Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, one has to act according to the regulative principles of Vedic injunction. Again, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.20.9. पंचविध मुक्ति त्यागा करे भक्ता गाना फल्गु करे मुक्ति देखा नरकेर समाम. Pure devotees reject the five kinds of liberation. Indeed, for them liberation is very insignificant because they see it is hell. So many people want to keep liberate, but here Prabhupada mentioned that pure devotees does not aspire for liberation. For them it is a hell. सालोक्य षष्टि सामीप्य सारूप्य ऐकत्वम् अपि उत दीयमानं न गृह्णान्ति विना मत्सेवनं जनाम. So, pure devotees always reject the five kinds of liberation, which include living in the spiritual Vaikuntha planet, possessing the same opulence as those possessed by the Supreme Lord, having the same bodily features as the Lord, associating with the Lord, merging into the body of the Lord. The pure devotees do not accept these benedictions without the service of the Lord. Again, from Srimad Bhagavatam verse. यो दुस्तयन क्षितित सुत स्वजनार्थ धरन प्रार्थयमश्रियमसुर वर सादाय वलोकम नैक्षण निर्पस्तद उचितम महात्मा मधुवेद सेवन रुक्था मनसम अभव अपि फल्गु. So it is very difficult to give up material opulence, land, children, society, friends, riches, wife, or the blessings of the goddess of fortune, which are desired even by the great demigod. But King Bharata did not desire such things, and this was quite befitting his position, because for pure devotee whose mind is always engaged in the service of the Lord, even liberation or merging into the existence of Lord is insignificant. And what to speak of material opulences? So Prabhupada is giving example from Bharat Maharaj, how Bharat Maharaj got liberated. Um, so with this note, I will conclude here. Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Varga ki jai. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dharatnam. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thanks for nicely covering the Lord's journey to our favorite places. Everything is favorite. Lord's wherever Lord's traveling, but Udupi and all these places are very, very important from even Madhva Sampradaya point of view also. So you cover touch base all these places. But Prabhu, I'm having severe cough, so I request you to please conclude the session. Request for any questions from the audience. Then we'll conclude the session. Request devotees, if anybody has any questions, comments, please come forward, unmute, and questions, comments, anything. Prabhu, I think it looks no questions or comments, and conclude the session. We'll End of.
Mancha kalpataruvecha kripa sindhuvecha patitanam pavanabhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.